Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we're diving headfirst into the fascinating, sometimes intimidating world of financial risks. It's kind of like exploring a jungle. There are amazing opportunities for growth and reward, but you've got to be aware of the potential dangers lurking around every corner. Don't worry though, I'm not here to scare you off. Think of me as your trusty guide, here to break down the complex world of financial risks into manageable, bite-sized pieces. Because knowledge, as they say, is power. Welcome to our deep dive into the world of financial risks. Today we'll be breaking down the different types of risks you need to know about. From the broad, systemic risks that can shake entire economies, to the more specific risks tied to individual companies or even your own investment portfolio. So buckle up, and let's get started. First up, let's tackle the big kahuna of financial risks, systematic risk. This is the risk that's inherent to the entire market or a whole segment of it. Think of it like the tide. It affects everything in the ocean, whether it's a tiny shrimp or a massive whale. You can't really diversify away from systematic risk because it's baked into the system itself. Recessions, wars, pandemics, those big macro events. Yeah, those are all examples of things that can trigger systematic risk. Next, we've got unsystematic risk, the kind of risk that's specific to a particular company, industry, or even a single investment. Now, unlike systematic risk, you can actually mitigate this one through the magic of diversification. Imagine you put all your eggs in one basket, risky, right? But spread those eggs out among different baskets, and suddenly, if one basket falls, you haven't lost everything. That's diversification in a nutshell. Now let's talk about credit risk. This is the risk that a borrower, whether it's a person, a company, or even a whole country, might default on their debt. Remember that subprime mortgage crisis back in 2008? Yeah, that was a prime example of what can happen when credit risk gets out of control. Lenders assess credit risk before loaning money, charging higher interest rates to borrowers considered riskier. It's a balancing act, trying to earn a return on their money without taking on too much risk. Ever heard the phrase cash is king? Well, that's especially true when we're talking about liquidity risk. This is the risk that you won't be able to convert an asset into cash quickly enough to meet your short-term financial obligations. Think about trying to sell a house quickly. It's not always easy, right? That's because real estate isn't considered a very liquid asset. Cash, on the other hand, is the ultimate liquid asset. Operational risk is a bit sneakier than some of the others. It's the risk of loss due to internal failures within an organization, like inadequate processes, human error, or even plain old fraud. Remember that time a rogue trader at a major bank lost billions of dollars through unauthorized trades? Yeah, that's a pretty extreme example of operational risk, but it highlights how important it is for companies to have strong internal controls. Market risk is the risk of losing money due to changes in market prices. This one's pretty straightforward. When the market goes down, the value of your investments can go down too. Of course, the flip side is also true. When the market goes up, your investments can increase in value. It's that age-old risk-reward trade-off in action. Interest rate risk is all about how changes in interest rates can affect the value of your investments, particularly those tied to fixed income like bonds. When interest rates rise, the value of existing bonds tends to fall. Why? Well, imagine you bought a bond a while back that pays a 3% interest rate. Now interest rates go up, and new bonds are being issued with a 4% rate. Your bond, stuck at that lower rate, is suddenly less appealing to investors, so its value drops. Finally, let's talk about currency risk, which comes into play when you're dealing with different currencies. The exchange rate between two currencies is constantly fluctuating, and these fluctuations can work for you or against you. Imagine you're investing in a foreign company. If the value of that foreign currency falls against your home currency, your investment is worth less when you convert it back. It's like a constantly shifting landscape. And there you have it. A whirlwind tour of some of the key financial risks out there. It might seem like a lot to wrap your head around, but remember, you don't have to become a financial expert overnight. The important thing is to be aware of these risks and to factor them into your financial decisions. Because the more you know, the better equipped you'll be to navigate the exciting, ever-changing world of finance. Thanks for watching. We hope this breakdown helps you understand the various types of financial risks. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more informative content.